Hello everyone, welcome, or welcome back. You are listening to Unfiltered with D and G. As in Dan and George. I am George. This is my co-host Dan.
Thank you. And I want to say cheers to...
Cheers.
Well,
yeah, I'm already drunk.
All right. It's episode number 10.
10 already.
We're up and running.
All right, here we go.
Oh.
Episode 10.
Isn't that amazing how quickly it goes?
Let's jump right into it.
Let's do it. What's the topic of the day?
Well, you want to talk about Mr. Weinstein and how he's, his trial is going?
Interesting. Yeah, well, how do you feel about that overall? Powerful, rich executive has been in the industry 30, 40 years, and then out of nowhere, suddenly, every, woman, it takes one, and then suddenly to commit, complain about something. I call it a complaint because, whatever. But I'm not trying to make light of it, but I think after a certain period of time, it's got to be like, this is just ridiculous. You don't want me on the jury because I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. And then everyone jumps on board, that they're claiming rape and sexual...
So after they've gotten everything they wanted.
Yeah, they're all rich women now, and, they got paid off and this and that, whatever the case is. It just bothers me, First of all, what's the point in being rich and successful if you can't, take advantage? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. If he did what he did, he's a piece of shit. We all know that.
So now the defense is like, well, these women continue to stay in contact with him, and they have proof that they have texted him numerous times or called him and stayed in contact with him to have continued relations with him.
That just means it's consensual, and that's what bothers me, in all honesty. You can't have emails and say, I love you, Harvey, give me a call, or when can we see each other again, and all these text messages and emails, and then suddenly, you jump on the bandwagon because maybe there's one or two legitimate cases where maybe he threw his power a little bit or influenced something. Is that rape? But it's still consensual. If a woman does something but she wants to get a part in a role, that's on her. That's between two adults, but it's consensual. That's not rape. Did he use his power? Is that a piece of shit move? Sure. No one's going to say that it's not. But rape? Come on now. How many times these people get paid off because they don't want to go to court, they don't want their name in the papers, and it's bullshit. Pisses me off. What's your take on it?
I mean, like anything else, I don't know enough about the case. I just know what I hear from, and it doesn't sound good for them that the defense has these texts and emails that they've continued the relationship after they have supposedly been assaulted. So it just doesn't look good for them.
Sure, but let me ask you something.
I'm not saying either way. I don't know what to believe.
Okay.
I don't know enough about the case, and I'm not there to review paperwork. I wasn't there.
Sure, but let's just say Harvey Weinstein was on unemployment and he was worth about $1.95. How many of these people would be, trying to get him to go to
probably
court?
Not. He probably wouldn't have never gone to court.
If he was a pizza delivery guy and he had 5 kids of his own and he was on unemployment, nobody would care. Bring it up. I'll tell you my 2 cents.
God.
I'm going to put in my 2 cents.
Like,
You're talking to a retard. Oops. My bad to all the mentally ill. We're going to be a couple of comedians. Let's do that. Let's get on stage.
It's a hard life.
Yeah, it could be. Might be worth it.
It's a lot of work.
But one of us has to be funny. Neither one of us.
Show business is a lot of work. A lot of people out there think that, you're an actor, you're famous, everything is easy, you're good looking. Well, that part's probably the easiest
they're good
part.
looking, they get it.
If they're good looking, then that is an easy part for them. But there's tons of other good looking people out there that aren't actors or that aren't famous.
World's full of them.
But because they work hard and they learn their craft, they go to auditions, they go to school, they go to drama school, and they go to Broadway shows, they do shows, they practice their craft. And
hard work.
It could be years later, kind of like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart just, within the past few years, just recently became big. But he's been a comedian for years. He started out as a young comedian or a young actor in movies that weren't known, and it's just now.
When people say that, what does he come out before he was big?
Oh my God!
No, I'm being honest.
No,
what did he ever got like?
And this is why
I want to know.
This is why people think, it's so easy.
One day he woke up, he was big, and he stayed big. But what movies has he ever been in? I'm curious because I don't know. I mean, while you're looking that up, I have to admit, I saw Kevin Hart live. I've seen him in functions. I've seen him at places in Vegas. He's a little dude, by the way. He is very little. Yeah, but he's very talented, very funny, and he deserves all the credit. He is the man. But I don't remember. That guy exploded. When he came onto the scene, he was it. He just from day one made it. I don't remember seeing him in anything.
Soul Plane.
I remember Soul Plane.
He was in that.
But I remember it.
2004.
Yeah, he didn't have a big role.
2003, Scary Movie 3.
All right.
But I mean, I'm just saying, he's been
around 17, 18 years.
He's been around for Paper Soldiers, 2002.
Yeah, I remember these.
2002, 2004, along Along Came Polly.
I remember that.
Do you remember him in that?
He's a fucking waiter or something. He was
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But
He
when
paid his dues. He worked for
paid his
years,
dues.
but he just now
I understand what you're
started
saying.
becoming big. And,
Well, yeah.
and a lot of people think
I would say 6 or 7 years he's
a
been
lot
big.
of people think some of these actors are just
Oh, right, like they had one hit and then bam.
no, they pay their dues.
I'm not saying
and
they
they
didn't.
work hard. And just like I saw, what do you call it? Michael Jackson interview with Oprah Winfrey.
Michael Jackson was on Oprah?
I don't think he was on. Well, this wasn't an Oprah show, but Oprah was interviewing him.
Like a Barbara Walters kind of thing?
kind of thing. Yeah, and this is an old.
Oh, sure,
video.
he's been dead for a while.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while, and this was before he molested kids. Which who knows if that's true?
Again, that's a great conversation right there.
We'll go back to that. So in that interview, he said he records 30 to 40 songs, and he picks like the 10 best ones.
Okay.
So here he is recording 30 to 40 songs, and he's got to write 30 different songs.
Sure,
He's got
I'm not
music
denying
to
that.
30, 40 different songs. And then but some people think, he sings 10 songs and they become hits.
Right. No, I get that.
He actually works hard.
Sure.
And he obviously has talent.
Right,
but
right.
He just doesn't wake up and sing one song, or he sings 10 songs and they're hits. He doesn't sing anything beyond 10.
Right.
Because whatever 10 songs he sings, they become hits. That's not true.
But
he does
but like
work.
a Taylor Swift, I mean, in a sense, once you're big and you release a song, it just
But it still has to be good.
It does have to be good. And there's a lot of talent. But when someone has such a following, when they release something, it's always a number one hit because they have so many followers already.
So
they can't produce shit.
That's part of it. No,
I agree with that.
But if they're shitty songs,
they're going to be shit.
Eventually,
But
it's just going to go downhill.
But when you're a star, it's almost hard to let something out there that's not a number one or a bestseller or a movie.
Sure.
Right. But name The Rock. If he comes out with a movie, it's the number one movie of the weekend.
Right.
Because people love The Rock, and same with Kevin Hart. He puts out something, it is the number one movie of the weekend.
Sure.
It might not be a good movie.
You want to ride the wave that you're
riding the wave. And that's all. I mean, when you get to that level, but that's the way it is. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. There's a lot of movies that come out, or what. I don't think they're great, but they're entertaining. But if you're a fan of the actor or actress, it's fun.
Well, I mean, they still need to have talent, and they still have to deliver.
But they get to that
The Rock
level.
still has to work out to keep his physique, and I'm sure if he stops working out and he fattens up, you think people will watch him again?
I honestly believe The Rock could sit in a fucking rocking chair and read a story, and it'd be the number one selling movie of the fucking weekend. Because he's just charismatic, man. He could do anything. He could sit there and tell a fucking terrible story and be the number one movie of the weekend. There are those that are at that stature that they can do no wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I still think
Tom Hanks could do anything.
I still think they work hard.
No,
we just don't see it.
Of course they work hard, but
we don't see it.
But when you do see what they put out, and even if it's not good, it's still number one, and they make $1 billion, so much money. But it's
well, okay. Well, my point is, a lot of people don't think
that it's hard work.
That it's hard work. That
Yeah,
these people just become famous all of a sudden, and it's all easy.
They're famous for being famous.
Right.
But Tom Hanks, did you see that?
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, did you see that one?
No.
I didn't see it either. But why didn't you see it?
Is it out?
I think it's on DVD already.
Really?
Yeah, you're not really with the.
I'm not with the movies.
But why didn't you run out and go see it? Let me ask you, because it looked like shit. It looked boring.
Well, I don't have time to watch movies.
You're a busy man. Well, let me tell you something.
Did you ever see the Mr. Rogers documentary?
I didn't. I don't even know what documentary.
I saw that one.
But let me tell you something.
Why didn't you see that one?
I'm going to tell you, I didn't know that one existed. That's why I didn't see it. But the movie wise,
Did you ever
with Tom
watch
Hanks,
Mr. Rogers?
I did. And let me tell you something.
It's a great documentary, by the way.
I will watch it. My whole issue with the Tom Hanks one, the trailer looked boring. Number two, I didn't know growing up. I didn't know any controversy about Mr. Rogers.
There was.
It looked boring to me as a movie because I'm like, I had to almost research like, did Mr. Rogers have any kind of like issues?
So that's what made you have gone.
Then I would have watched it if there was like some child pornography or he was jerking off on set or something. But in all honesty, it looked boring. I'm like, well, Mr. Rogers was just a clean, good, healthy, wonderful person for community. Why do I want to watch it? It looked boring.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I didn't see it. I was like, I assumed I thought somebody accused him of rape or accused him of something. And I still haven't seen the movie, but I love Tom Hanks, great actor. But it just looks like a boring movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess I'm not gonna
boring
argue
to me.
with you with that one because the previews didn't look that good.
No, but
the Mr. Rogers one, I don't know why I even saw it. I think just because I used to watch Mr. Rogers.
I did too.
And I think at the time I was feeling a little nostalgic and I wanted to see what.
Right.
Well, and then I read the reviews too. The reviews are great. So I said, you know what, I'll watch that one. I do like documentaries. I do
Okay.
like documentary films, but
was there any controversy
not
of
at
the
all.
character?
Not at
He was
all.
just such a wonderful person.
He was an amazing person.
How boring is that as a movie?
That's because that's the type of person you are. You don't like. That's why we sometimes disagree in movies.
Absolutely. But I mean, I'm going to pay $12 to go watch a movie to tell me this guy's wonderful.
I actually base the movies that I see from you, how you review a movie. If you say a movie stunk,
And then you go see it.
I'm probably most likely going to go see it.
Well, not everybody has the same brilliance.
If you say a movie was amazing, I probably won't see that one.
We have opposites. Hey, opposites attract, baby. What are you going to do on that, you know?
I want to look up right now.
What are you looking up?
Tom Hanks, Mr. Rogers. When does that come out?
It's already been out. It's on DVD.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I follow this stuff. I'm in the. I do. I go to Walmart. I go every Tuesday, minimum.
95% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I
Rotten
can't
Tomatoes.
believe Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. Well, I expect a review of this film in the near future.
What was the film I was supposed to review last time? Bad Santa 2.
Oh my
now I gotta
God.
go.
That's right. We talked about Bad Santa 2.
So now
You need to review it because I'm saying my opinion is they went for the money. They went to get paid.
Right.
Because the story and the directing and the plot sucked.
So now I gotta go see Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood and Bad Santa 2. This is a homework assignment. Homework assignment. You need it, man. You need, come on now.
All right, I'll watch that one.
You gotta watch both. I'm gonna watch Beautiful Mind too. Not a Beautiful Mind. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yeah. No. Well, watch the documentary.
I'm gonna watch them both. So on our next.
I mean, I liked it. You probably won't because you probably think it's boring. I already
fall asleep.
Actually, I
Was any children molested?
I'm pretty sure you will think it's
Were
boring.
children molested? Did he cheat on his wife? Was there a dwarf in there? No, so I'm done. I'm done. I'm back to the Game of Thrones and Walking Dead.
Okay.
Hey, Game of Thrones, they're supposed to be making a prequel. Yeah. Oh, come on,
I
man.
think I'm over Game of Thrones already.
God damn, you give up quick.
Well, it's the guy. So the reason I watched the originally is because whoever the original author is wrote good stories.
Yeah.
And then he stopped writing, and then other writers picked it up, and that's when it started going downhill. So if it's
love
not
the show.
the actual guy that originally wrote the Game of Thrones, then I probably won't watch it because it's.
Did you
some
finish
other
the
writer.
series from beginning
Yeah, I
to end?
finished the
I could have wrote a better ending myself.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
Regardless.
After when the original writer stopped writing the stories,
Sure.
that's when it went downhill. When other writers started writing about it.
Fair enough.
So I
But
probably won't see the prequel.
I will definitely watch the prequel.
Unless the guy who originally wrote the Game of Thrones is the one writing it.
I don't know who they're going to have, but I'm definitely a Netflix and chill kind of guy.
I guess I'm just gonna have to wait until everyone comes out and says, you know what, the new Game of Thrones is great. Then I'll watch it.
Hey, the other one you need to watch again was Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
You need to watch it all in a 24-hour period. Come on, don't shave, don't shower, just watch.
Have you seen this Mandalorian?
No, I haven't.
Disney
I do
Channel?
want to see it.
Well,
though.
because you have to subscribe to Disney.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
No,
either.
fuck that.
Supposedly it's good.
No, it looks good, and it's directed by Favreau. Guy did Iron Man.
yeah.
He's swingers.
I like him.
Yeah, he bloated up like a motherfucker.
Well, when you're rich, you eat well.
All those millions of dollars. But the thing is, he was in some movies where he was like a badass. I mean, I forgot. I think he was in 4 Christmases. I believe that's the one. And he played like a side role, but he was like a MMA fighter kind of thing. And he was built and everything. How do you let yourself go like that? John, if you're listening, man, fucking get on a diet.
You don't have to. When you're rich and you're living life.
Oh, dude, but he was on Friends back in the day. Man, he was built.
Well, he was probably starving and still trying to make it.
No. But I mean, he was Iron Man too. He's in the Marvel universe. He played Tony Stark's like driver or something. I'll tell you, he made some good movies. I don't know if you remember Swingers back in the day.
I do.
That's what made him. You're so money, you don't even know. You remember that phrase?
Yeah.
That was the big phrase for about 3 years.
No, he's good. I'm just saying when you're rich and famous and you can do whatever you want. It seems like those people tend to eat well, and that's why they gain a little more weight.
But he's our age.
I think I would gain weight too if I were rich.
I don't think you would.
Well,
Yeah, you would eat well, but you would not working. You would exercise. You'd swimming. You want to get your knob polished somewhere. You don't want to be too fat and ugly.
Well, I don't think you need to be fit to get your knob polished when you're rich.
Thank God. That's my goal in life. So I saw this ad, man, this article. Pigeons are wearing tiny MAGA hats that were released in Vegas. Who would spend the time to make little hats to put on pigeons to release them? I mean, how fucked up are people these days?
That's pretty brilliant.
It is
I
brilliant,
mean,
but
it got your attention.
but they're so tiny. Like, how are you even seeing that?
It doesn't matter. It got on an article.
Nah, I guess
Now
so.
the article is viral.
What's your take on the MAGA hat? The fact that it's now considered a racist hat. So
Yeah, that's an unfortunate
make
business plan.
America
business
great again. It's
venture.
now racist. Make your country great is racist. How do you feel about it?
I'm neutral. I don't feel anything about it.
Really?
I
I think if you don't support your own president, you're the racist. That's the way I feel, though.
I'm not supporting him or unsupporting him. So I have no strong opinion.
You have no say in the game.
I have no say.
But you're an American.
Well, because I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and I don't know if what he's doing is good or bad. I don't know.
But he's still your president.
Yeah, but
Doesn't matter what he's doing. He's still your president. You should always support your president. It doesn't matter whoever elected him. He is your president. You have to support your president. Otherwise, you're a commie bastard. I don't understand how people bitch and moan they should be shot if it is your president. Whether you believe it or not, he's still your president. History will go down. He's your president.
Yeah, but you don't have to like him.
You don't have to like him, but you should keep that to yourself because you should be in support of your country. However, let's just say this, for instance, there's an article.
But if he doesn't
Can't give a fuck about you.
If he doesn't stand for what you believe in, why should you support him?
Well, because half the country will never support or have voted for the country, for the president.
So half of the country
Always.
doesn't. Okay, so
But he's still your president,
I'm pretty
though.
sure it's not half the country, but
roughly.
whatever it is who didn't vote for him.
You can't go around saying he's not my president. The truth is, he is your president. Half the other country that you didn't vote
It's
for
a figure of
is
speech, obviously.
No, wait a second. If me and you vote for someone different and one of those people wins, one of us lost, the other one won, the loser would still have to say, okay, he's now my president. Because the person you voted for...
Not necessarily.
Oh, wait a second. Now I'm getting pissed. All right, let me explain this a different way. Wait a second.
You're talking in simple terms. That's what you're doing.
I'm going to break it down simply.
I'm going deeper into the mind of...
We're now off of Vulcan everything. Okay, what I'm trying to say is this.
Technically, he's my president, yes.
You could be a Democrat. I'm a Republican. Doesn't matter. Let's just say. The president currently is Donald Trump, correct?
Okay.
Whether you voted for him, whether I voted for him, whether we voted for someone else, it doesn't matter. That is your president.
Technically, yeah, that's your president.
Technically. Okay, you want to say technically. It is your president. So whoever you voted for, your candidate didn't win. My candidate might not have won, let's just say.
Okay.
But that's your president.
Okay,
you cannot say...
Here's my comparison.
Depending on how you view it.
Okay, here's
Oh, man.
Here's my comparison.
All right.
Let's say this person, who you grew up with, is a piece of shit who abused your mom, who abused your brother, who abused you, maybe, and he is...
As long as it was sexual.
Okay, he is basically called your dad.
Okay.
And then here comes someone else that your mom remarries. He becomes your adopted dad.
Okay.
And he takes care of you. He loves you. You absolutely fall in love with this man because he teaches you about life. He's your stepdad.
It's your stepdad.
Okay.
It's not your biological dad.
No, he's not your biological dad. Now, 20 years down the line, here's your stepdad still supporting you, whatever.
Sure.
But here's your real parent.
Sure.
Your real dad.
Biological dad.
Biological dad.
Okay.
There's a vote going on.
Vote?
You're voting for your stepdad because that's the one I want to love. That's the one I want.
There's no comparison. You love your stepdad.
Okay, so what I'm saying is...
But if there's a vote to say your biological dad.
This is your dad. This is your parent. You need to support your biological parent. You need to
Who's saying this? What's this?
You need to support your dad in his venture. And your stepdad is trying to do something, but your biological dad is starting to suppress him and put him down and trying not to make him succeed. So now you have to support your biological dad because he is your parent. Just like you're saying, he is your president.
I don't see it that way,
No,
but
that's exactly how it is.
you're obviously a Democrat, and I don't think we'll ever see eye to eye on this one, but my point is, in your poor analogy, what I'm saying is, if you had a vote on who a parent is or who a biological father is, that's different.
No, I'm not trying to vote on a parent of biological.
Well, there you
parent.
go. But I mean, there's no comparison.
You're voting for your dad. Let's say, okay, who do you want your dad to be? So you vote for your stepdad, right?
In that case, yes.
Let's say 3 of your siblings vote for your biological dad, who is a horrible
I see what you're
person.
saying. So they vote, they get the vote, he's your dad.
He's now your dad.
Okay, but that's kind of an odd analogy. But what I'm saying is, if half the country didn't vote for Trump, they cannot say he's not my president.
Would you say your biological dad is not your dad?
But you see what I'm saying is, half the country is foolish by saying, so you believe in being the Democratic vote and the power of the vote counts only if you vote for the person I voted for. That's the problem with the society, is if you believe in democracy, then you believe in who voted, the more votes, and that's it. But then, see, they don't want to do that. So you only want to believe in the system if your horse wins, and I voted for that horse, then I believe in the system. But the problem is, with history, Donald Trump is your president, whether you like it or not. Yeah. He got the vote. Well, yeah, that is your president.
Technically, yeah, he's my president.
See, you're a Democrat for sure, because you're not.
No, I don't think it's.
Well, that's what it is. That's how Democrats feel. It's like, well, he's really not my president. Well, but he is. That's the president, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is that's where you can see that if Bernie Sanders wins next time, let's just say he beats Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders. Even though I'm disgusted with the idea of a democratic socialist kind of attitude, even though it might benefit me on some ways, it's going to destroy the country in others. But by that time, I'll be dead, so it won't matter. Maybe I'll get free healthcare for a while. But my point is, I would still have to say Bernie Sanders is my president because I'm an American and I support my president regardless.
I don't think you would support him. How?
By saying I would never be out in the street saying Bernie's not my president. Feel the burn in my asshole.
Okay, well, yeah, that's different when you
But what else can you
protest. Nothing.
I wouldn't protest. I don't protest anything. That's a waste of time.
Well, that's a totally different story from what we're talking about.
What are we talking about anymore?
I don't know.
President Trump is my president, you democratic socialist motherfucker.
I'm not going either way.
You're not political at all.
I have never been
And you
political.
should be. We're going to start talking politics soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why I never went into politics.
Well, I think I'd be a good politician, and maybe this will be my new
You know what
forum.
you remind me of?
What's that?
Trump.
Yes, baby. Future president in the making. But see,
No, I don't think you would be.
I'd be a great
you would
president.
be president, but I think you kind of think like him.
well, we're both from New York. I don't
think
know.
that's why. I think that's why you like him.
I do like him.
know.
I like many things about
because
him.
I see a lot of similarity between.
I'll tell you
and
this:
Trump.
when it comes to, there's not a Democratic candidate that's going to beat him. There's no way. So I'll put money on that right now. There's none on there.
I'm leaning towards that way.
Start watching the debates. They look like a bunch of fucking jerk offs. They have no idea what they're saying or doing. They're fighting each other. It's pointless. You got an old man who wants to make this country a socialist country. It's never going to happen. You got a couple of women that are clueless. You got an old man who's fucking barely able to stand by himself. And then you got this gay mayor, Buttigieg. I love him. He's great. He's young, intelligent, smart. I'm voting for him in a sense. Not really because I'm going Republican, but if I was a Democrat, I'm telling you, this guy is brilliant. He's smart, but he is gay. He's a gay guy. He is gay. He's openly gay.
I know that, but it's funny that you said, but he's gay.
Well, the thing is, I don't think America is ready for a gay man. I don't think America is ready for a woman president. Hey, I'm just stating an opinion. That's my 2 cents. I'm putting it out there. He is gay, and I don't think enough people want to see him kissing the first man. It's
not the Christians anyway.
But I love him. I love the guy.
I saw this video. This lady voted for him, and then she found out he was gay, and she wanted to change it.
She's like, nah, I ain't voting for him now. That shows you everything about this country, and when we're not that progressive, we're not there. But I love the guy. He's awesome. He's intelligent. If I was a Democrat, that's my vote. But I'm not a Democrat. I like my guns, and I like Trump and his attitude, and grab him by the pussy. I like it. I like his attitude. He's a New Yorker. I see what he's trying to do. I like it.
All right.
I'm telling you.
It just proves my point.
We're set in our ways.
You really remind me of Trump. And
I love him.
I know. I'm sure you do.
But he's all about loyalty, and he does what he says he's going to do. I love it. As opposed to these other fakes. Shit. What's up?
All
What's
right.
on the agenda?
What's next? I think we killed that one.
Oh, it's dead. You ever go hunting?
Hunting? No.
You've never been hunting?
Have you?
No. But I want to. I think our next podcast should be with some cameras and like a live feed, and we're going to go hunting.
So I don't understand hunting enough to make an opinion.
You don't understand anything, apparently.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know some people who've gone hunting. I have some Facebook friends that go hunting, and
Is it fun?
Well, obviously to them it is. They like to get the meat.
I like to shoot things.
They like to make jerky, and they like to make use of the meat,
The carcass.
the carcass that they kill. So they do it, for that. So it does serve a purpose.
Would you be against trophy hunting?
I would be against trophy hunting.
Really? Yeah. I think it'd be fun. I'm just saying. I mean, hey, picture us out there, 5 a.m. in the cold.
Well,
We're
here's the
bundled
thing.
up. We got a couple of shotguns.
I just don't
We're
think-
going for Bigfoot. Bam. And we kill something.
Here's the thing. I don't think that it's fair. That it's a fair.
You think the bear thinks it's fair when he's eating your asshole?
Well, you shouldn't be in his environment if you're getting.
I'm
eaten by a
blasting
bear.
anything that comes at me.
Here's the thing. That's self-defense. But when you go out there wearing camouflage
Blasting everything.
and you're sneaking around, or you're even in a vehicle, and then you just point your gun out of the window,
Shit, yeah.
and then you blast this
It was sleeping.
thing that was grazing on the ground,
Hey.
just eating the grass, and then you shoot him, and then you go up next to him, you pick up its head, and you take a selfie with it, and you're going, yeah, I pulled the trigger on this one.
Hey, it was him or me.
It was a hard trigger.
It's him or me.
No, they weren't going towards you. They were just minding their own business.
How do you know? My point is, hey, I'm the biggest animal lover and activist in this world. I'm almost vegan, except I like steaks. However, I'm just saying, if I want to go hunting, I don't know what I would do.
What's the point?
I want the thrill of it. I want a hoof, and I want a claw, and I want a nose. I want it all.
You would hang its head on the wall?
Fuck yeah! I would wear it around my neck, right here, man, like a claw. I want a bear claw.
All right, well.
I'm all about hunting, but I mean, that's what this world.
Would you be proud walking around with a claw saying,
Fuck yeah! It was him or me.
Where did you get that claw?
I went hunting.
I shot it 300 yards away.
Yeah, with a high-powered rifle.
It didn't even see me. It didn't even see me coming.
I don't know why we think it's got to be WWE and a ring and a bear and a man and with a knife.
I'm just saying
safe distance.
It shouldn't happen at all.
Safe. It's gotta happen. We feed. It's like, like remember that? What was that?
There are, and this is for deer and certain animals, or even the conservation of certain animals. They do promote hunting because
you have to. You gotta keep the numbers down.
Overpopulated or disease or.
I hear wild pigs are running wild in Hawaii.
That is something they don't care about hunting those ones. We
don't care about them.
No, because they're an invasive species.
Yeah, they're fucking destroying the environment.
The wild pigs, yeah.
What about bears?
What about bears?
They're fucking dangerous. They're coming out in town. They're chewing up garbages. They're eating dogs. You go to your mailbox. They're tearing up women. I've seen it.
You've seen it. Okay, now you're going a little too far.
Well, I was just saying though. What about bears? I might want to go hunt a bear. I'm not opposed to it. But hey, I don't eat bear meat. I don't even know of a restaurant that serves it.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm just saying though. Are you just shooting a bear?
Not in self-defense. I'm not. But if it's just
if it's holding up a liquor store, you're okay with it.
If it's out there minding its own business, why just let it be?
Well, I guess. But I mean, let's just say we were on a hunting trip and we were hunting bears. You couldn't take the shot?
I wouldn't be hunting in the first place.
All right, what about duck, quail, birds? Do you treat them like the same respect as bears?
If I'm going to eat them later, then yes.
Have you ever had duck?
I have had duck.
It's disgusting. It's a greasy little fucker.
It's a little tough and greasy. And
disgusting. Who eats that shit? I don't like it. I really don't like it. What's your favorite bird? Chicken, obviously. We all eat chicken.
Oh, when I was trucking, we would have to go to these plants that keep the chickens.
So slaughter places?
Yeah, slaughter places.
Ooh.
So they would truck them in. I would drive refrigerated trailers, so my truck was filled with the already frozen chickens that are already wrapped. So that's what I would transport.
So you're okay with transporting the chicken carcasses?
I'm okay with transporting them.
Just not slaughtering them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was there picking up my load, but in the meantime, while I was waiting, I would see other truckloads of live chicken.
Sweet.
In the trailers where it's basically a huge cage in wheels.
Of course.
And they would truck them in and they would place them underneath this little barn.
That's awesome.
That has fans so that they're not overheating
before they're slaughtered.
But they're just in these tight cages.
Sure.
And they're just cramped in there. And I don't know, I felt bad. But what they do is they truck them they haul after, when they're ready to die.
Sure.
Or when they're ready to kill them. They take all the chickens and herd them into this other warehouse where there's this metal floor.
Sure.
And they all let them loose. And all these
chop their heads off.
No, they're all these chickens walking on this metal floor. Some guy flips the switch and the floor is electrocuted.
Wow.
And all these chickens get electrocuted and drop dead.
Fantastic.
That's how they kill them.
The reason I say fantastic is, once again, I love animals, but I understand the world we live in. And I just want to say this for my point. If industrious, these farms of chickens and cows and sheep or whatever, just imagine if we didn't have any of that. Just imagine that people had to go hunting like it was 200 years ago.
That's how you originally did.
Just remember that these places exist, so we don't have to do that.
I understand.
That's all I'm saying. Like, we go to the supermarket. 200 years ago, there was no supermarket. Right. You didn't go into and buy a chicken. I know. I'm
not like an animal activist or anything.
I love animals, but I also understand that if we didn't have it like this,
we would have to chop off the heads ourselves and pluck the feathers.
Absolutely.
And skin the.
But there's no general store you go in and buy a cow for steaks. There's no steaks. You go hunt your own cow.
You'd slaughter them, cut their throat, and then we
wouldn't be
skin them.
I don't even think the population would have grown so much if it wasn't for that kind of, because we eat all the time, But I understand that, and I think a lot of people, these activists, are, go vegan. You can't even pick up a stapler. You're so weak. You're pathetic. But it's true. Really, they look so unhealthy. There's no protein in their diet. They're eating salad.
I'm getting a trend that you just generalize things.
Maybe a little bit. I'm just saying. But it's just like, nobody wants to go and kill an animal. I love animals more than people. I fucking hate people. I love animals. They're friendly, they're cute, they're cuddly, but I eat them too. But that's the way the world is. We eat animals. We want our protein, and I'm grateful to all the farmers and the places that do these things for us. So I'm not out there hunting. Can you imagine me and you hunting?
No.
We'd fucking starve to death. I wouldn't even know what I'm eating.
Right.
Seriously.
You learn, obviously.
You learn it, but we would
but I don't
be 110 pounds each. We wouldn't have the strength. But again, that's progress. That's society. And these farmers, they feed us all, and you go to any restaurant. Think about every restaurant you go to has chicken and steak. Where do you think that meat's coming from?
Yeah, well, I know.
That's amazing.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about getting a steak. Lay one sauce. Love it.
Speaking of restaurant food, it just reminded me of how much food we waste.
Fuck, we barely eat half of it. We throw the rest away. You know what's funny?
And then you've got kids, in Africa that have flies on them.
Yeah, they suck.
And you can see their skeleton.
It's disgusting.
And here we are.
Throwing it away.
Throwing it away.
It is pretty horrible. But I mean, what do you do? I mean, it would be nice if every restaurant in America, in a sense, would save their leftovers to ship, but it would go bad.
Well,
and then those little fuckers would sue us for poisoning them because the food's bad. You know what I mean?
No, that's how it works here too. I mean, we can't even give it to the homeless because we don't want food contamination.
Exactly. Because of what? Frivolous lawsuits. You give some of this bad food to, God forbid, one of them sick, and they sue you. And it's like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm disgusted by frivolous lawsuits. Yeah, your coffee's hot. No shit. Don't put it between your legs, you moron. But yeah, she's rich. Think about it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that's the world. We only have warning signs on everything. Is for what? For the fucking retards. Because again, somebody somewhere did it and then sued. That's why there's a fucking warning sign. Or I don't know. What's your take on that?
No, I mean, I think we have to. We have to
in this day and age.
One, we have to put warning signs.
But if there was not, if it was illegal to have frivolous lawsuits, will we need so many warning signs and everything?
Well, I think the companies have some responsibility in keeping their products safe, or making sure that their products are safe. I don't necessarily think McDonald's, should be writing. You don't have to write "warning hot" when you're getting a hot cup of coffee, because that just should be,
known.
Just be known.
To the person who's ordering a hot coffee.
That's always an assumption that it's going to be hot. But the plastic bags or small little, small parts that could choke children, little kids.
What about parent? It goes back to parenting.
So
little kids aren't buying that shit. Adults are.
So some parents might not even think about it.
Fucking morons.
They do. I think it's a good thing for and that's why companies do it, because they have gotten lawsuits. If they didn't if lawsuits weren't around,
it wouldn't make them better.
We wouldn't have the safety we have in America.
Sure.
That's why all our workplace is safe. That's why our products are safe.
You bet. I agree.
And then people from other countries, they die from certain products.
Sure, because they don't have the standards that we have because of lawsuits.
Right.
I just believe there's lawsuits and there's frivolous lawsuits. It's these fucking lawyers that take on these stupid cases because they're going to settle to get paid. That's what I have a disagreement with. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Well,
I'm not going to argue. I mean,
but I think those lawyers should be disbarred. I think there should be accountability on those lawyers who take these cases, which they clearly know is bullshit. But again, they go for the payday. They go for the just let's settle out of court and we'll make millions of dollars. That pisses me off. That's my 2 cents.
Until
the next time I have an opinion.
Until it happens to you, and then now you want to sue.
But suddenly, it's not just frivolous.
Suddenly it means something.
Well, it all depends on really the issues and where we're at. But I mean, I think there's so many frivolous lawsuits. It's ridiculous these days.
Yeah, like,
people sue for everything.
Like people suing Walmart for not being safe that day.
Yes, exactly.
For not keeping them safe.
Exactly. Exactly. Come on, that's some bullshit.
I think we should write that down.
We're gonna tune in on the next episode of Unfiltered with D&G, and we're gonna start off with frivolous lawsuits, and we're gonna come up with some examples that are just nonsense. Really pisses me off because again, I think that's just a problem with the system. I think lawyers should be disbarred for taking on these cases, and it's just nonsense. Yeah. So anyway,
all right, everyone, that is our time for this episode. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember, always be grateful. Think of the things you have in life, and don't obsess about what you don't have. Keep looking forward, and always strive to be better than you were yesterday. Thanks. See you next time.
Sweet. Until next time, be kind. Take care.